All right, so this is our secrets management sync. I know in our last meeting we talked about creating some more issues for our like follow-up on where we should be investing. Do you need help with creating these issues? What can I do to support you on this?
I think we have basically all that I had in mind. I'm just thinking about one that we might be missing. And this is about adding an option for users to configure, do they want the secret exposed as a file or just as environment variable?
Oh yeah.
Which is something they already like, some of them might be puzzled. And now, like in retrospect, I'm not sure I made the right choice by making the file default, because I thought my reason was that it feels safer. But eventually, if you want to use it, you need to transfer this value in most of the cases to environment variable anyway. So yeah. Anyway, I think once we add, it's not like stopping people from using it. It might be inconvenient for some of them. So we should add an option. I'll create an issue to make this configurable, and the default should stay what it's now. So it's not a breaking change, but at least they'll have an option to change. And it should be a relatively small change. And then what you can help actually is we should, I don't know, put some priority on all those issues, and you have a better insight than me what people actually want and need. Because yeah, if it's me, I'll sort them in some order, but it doesn't mean that's what the users actually want.
Right, like kind of
And
like
then,
how. Go ahead.
And then, like once we have the priority, we should start like doing some of them each release, or like do some planning when we're gonna do that.
I like that. So top of mind for me, the two issues are one internal issue, the telemetry, adding that tracking, and then the TLS support. And then of course we currently have the dedicated signing key. This has come up twice in calls with really large customers. So,
that's what I plan to start doing today, actually. So we should have it hopefully this release. Well, what was their concern about this? Can you
they only want machines to be authenticating with Vault. So they have a bunch of scripting that they're looking at layering on top of our JWT authentication and also the integration that you've built in 13.4. So one of the customers is UBS. UBS is that large banking customer, and they just wanted to make sure during the security audit of our Vault integration, that came up as another area that their security team was like, well, we don't want to be confusing with the ODIC, which is a user.
Yeah, that's basically our same reasons to do this. So
So we wanted to create that like clear line in the sand that this is a machine authentication versus ODIC confusion. So that's perfect. Cool. So those three issues are top of mind for me. You've already weighted the TLS one, you've weighted the telemetry one, so we'll knock those out in short order. The other issues, are they in the fetch and configure secrets epic? Is that where they've been created? And this is like app role and all the other stuff?
Yeah, well, maybe the last few that were created, last few days might not have the epic, but I'm thinking it's just a guess, but I think more and more customers will want the namespace for Vault Enterprise.
I agree.
Because it's kind of enterprise thing and they probably are using it. So that I expect this to pop up, but it's just a guess. So maybe we should wait for demand. And I'll have a look at all those issues. But last time I think I put them in some order, and we'll make sure that the newer ones are like all good. So
I'll probably create another epic for our other authentication methods. And then and that's where we'll store the app role and TLS, and then maybe I know that I was talking to the HashiCorp guys in Slack, and they're looking at adding some sort of other like marketplace authentication method. They didn't give me very many details on that. So I'll look into what that is. And then if we need to create an issue for supporting that, then we can. But
are they creating new authentication method? Or?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So if we go to like Vault Authentication, it looks like there is a whole crap load of like things that you can authenticate with, and they're going to be adding another auth method under here. But when I look at this is a pretty like exhaustive list. The only thing that I can think of that isn't on here is SAML.
Yeah, but most of these methods are actually for humans and not for machine to machine. So, and that I actually went through that list to figure, and that's how I found the JSON Web Token one.
Yeah.
But yeah, once they add it, we'll see it.
Yeah,
the thing is this is all based on like the whole architecture in Vault is based on plugins. So even if we want, we can create our own authentication method and support some GitLab specific stuff. But I don't have the only thing we have missing now is that when Vault validates the JSON Web Token, it just validates based on signature. It will be cool if we can also check is the job still running. If the job is not running, token is invalid. But I don't feel that's worth creating a whole new authentication method at the moment, because it's written in Go, and I'm not sure how easily we can reuse the custom one. If it was Ruby, it's very easy to just monkey patch and change something. But that's something like a big long-term plan. Eventually we may figure out we need those set of features, and it may make sense to invest into our own plugin. But the JSON Web Token now I think it's working okay for people.
For sure. Okay, that sounds perfect to me. So I think I need to find that Vault telemetry issue and either add it to this epic or create a new epic and associate it, because I don't know if it's already in the bring your own Vault. Yeah, I don't think it's in there. So I'll need to add it.
I've waited this one, and I did some quick, tried some stuff quickly. I'm still not 100% confident, because the database table we need to look at for counters, one of the biggest we have, because it's basically one record for every job ever executed. So we may have some trouble to make the queries fast enough so that they are acceptable. But there are other options we can try if that turns as a problem, we can use the Redis counters or something else. But I'm hoping it will be easy enough with adding some indexes. Just something to keep in mind. That
that's helpful.
We may hit some problems.
Okay, but in my mind, next up will be those 3 issues we talked about, and then after that will be the Vault EE namespaces. And then I think by then we may have additional demand for configuring the expiration of the token, because that's been coming up, but they're not giving me enough justification as to why that should be configured in GitLab, because today in my head that's a Vault thing that people should be required to set on the Vault side.
But there are actually two tokens and 2 expirations in play here. One is the JSON Web Token, which is in our control. So we are the one that should configure this. And then you can, once you authenticate, you get a Vault token as a result that you use to read the secret. And this one is configured in Vault itself.
Right. And I don't think we should be touching that.
Yeah, there's no way. That's the part where they have to configure their own Vault, because we don't have the access to their Vault to do that type of work. And the configuration of the JSON Web Token will be nice to have, but I think, at least my understanding is that everyone should have a timeout on their jobs. And we default the JSON Web Token expiration time to the timeout of the job so that it's no longer than the job itself can ever run. But of course, if the timeout is like 1 hour and a job finishes for 5 minutes, this leaves the token valid for another 55. Right. So it might be useful, and it's like again, relatively very easy change. We'll just need to add some UI and then use that number. So if it pops up, we should just do it.
Okay. So then from a sequencing perspective, I think it should be vol EE namespaces, and then we get Hyana to add a UI spec for defining configurations of GitLab in the UI, and we include things like expiry time and other sort of configuration limits, and then we incrementally deliver that work.
Yeah, we'll have to talk with her once she's back. I saw you set up a meeting.
Yeah, and y'all can move that, because I know that it's a little bit early for her and it's super late for you, because there's like no overlap between you all. And obviously I'm out of that.
I'm okay if it's one off, then we'll just do it whenever it works for her. So and then we can keep it async. Okay, so just to remind again that of those 3 issues that we should focus on first, the TOS will require runner changes, so it may take a little bit more. Yeah. The other 2 are just Rails, so at least it's all in with us.
Yeah, and that's kind of why like I'm not associating milestones in this conversation, because I have TLS scheduled like in 13.7 or something, so that we can start laying the foundation with runner now and thinking through like, and hopefully like Jaime can contribute in 13.6 potentially instead of Tomas.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem, because we have like the current code and it's just an extension. So, but it's still something that we need to change on the runner side.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. And then the other item I had was the HashiCorp Lightning talk. Thanks for taking that on. Really appreciate it. I'm kind of swamped with GitLab China right now. So.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then you confirmed that the dedicated signing key is something you're picking up. So we should feel good about.
Yeah, that's why I went with doing the generic packages download yesterday, because I knew I can do it in a day. So to move this one may take, it should be still not much work, because it will be my 3rd take on it. So it's pretty much clear what I should do. But and for the Lightning talk, that's what I was asking for, how much time we should like talk.
And 10 minutes.
From our commit talk, my part was like 8 minutes. So I'm thinking pretty much the similar. Maybe we'll update it a little bit with like examples from what we have now. And I just in my mind, I just want to show the flow of that diagram, like create secret, create row, create everything, which can be a live demo, but I feel more safe it will be if it's a set of slides and just show it to people and explain what is what.
Also, what I do is queue up screens that have already run successfully and like show people the job logs. So like if there's an existing project that has a successful job log or a successful pipeline, that usually plays really well, because I have demoed live many times in my life and ended up like falling on my face, especially with like the latency stuff that GitLab has. I completely agree with you but sometimes in these talks, it's helpful to have it in platform. So just have like already succeeded jobs up and just show them the logs.
Yeah, well, I was thinking to just put screenshots in the slides themselves, but so that I don't have to switch screens and all that.
Okay.
But, and I can create a project that will be public and put the links to the job so people can go and see for themselves if they want.
I'm comfortable with whatever way you want to. I would plan for like 10 minutes of talking though, and then allow room for questions and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So use your commit talk and then expand with the new integration work.
Do we have deadline to present the content or something?
Let's see. I think that it's
because it's later this month, so they probably should be.
Yeah, I think that actually you won't have to rehearse or anything. This looks like, since it's an external event, it doesn't look like HashiCorp is as controlling as we are.
Well, I'll still have to do it for myself. So.
Yeah, and I can definitely be your audience there if you want to rehearse with me.
If you have the time, yeah, we can do one.
Yeah, of course.
One practice run.
So it looks like you'll be doing it live on October 14th or 15th.
Yeah, one of these days I told that as long as the time is okay for me, I don't mind which day.
Yeah, and
there was something about 5th or 6th about, I don't remember, was it to show the draft or I don't know. Or
let's see, content is due. It's not in the issue though. Like if you scroll down in the comment, it's due there. It's like Mayank said, hey, when's the content due? And it's replied back October 6th. So I would say you could probably submit the exact same slides that we created for commit, or just remove all the stuff that's before and only show
just my part, yeah.
And then that's your content. And if you, in between now and then, just create your project and.
Okay, so I'll try to sort this week so that it's almost ready, if not ready.
And actually, I could probably do the slides for you right now. Just remove the stuff so you have something to work with.
No, I'll leave it to me. I'll copy the slides and remove. Yeah.
I don't mind.
And we'll share them with you or maybe Maya.
Yeah, anybody that's in this issue, I would just post it in this issue.
Okay.
This one right here.
Or if you want, just do it and give me the link and I'll start working on it.
Okay. Yeah, because then they at least have a live deck that they can be working with, and you can take your time on finalizing the content before October 7th. Alrighty. Anything else that you need help with? How's the whole package registry stuff going? Looks like it.
Oh, I think now when we, once we have the download merge, that will be the MVC of it and it can actually be used. We probably need to, I may have to create issues. We may need to some other API endpoints that are just like, not about the fetching and uploading the files themselves, but just giving you information like this package has that many files with these URLs. Like I'll just see what we have for the other. But the MVC should be just authentication, download and upload. And then those other follow-up issues that we were talking about, the restrictions I put on version format and stuff like this, which, once I do the upload, I should sit down and write the docs because people will need docs to use that, but that shouldn't be a problem. So. Just not sure at what point we're gonna hand this over back to package, or are we gonna, I was thinking we're gonna work on this, at least it's enough for our purpose, and then try to hand over to package, but I'm not sure that's what's the plan.
I think it makes sense to hand over to package. We just need to make sure that we support all the release capabilities first.
Well, as I showed in my proof of concept, the way I was showing, I was demoing, like whatever we decide and actually build or not build into the release CLI, people still can opt out and opt in and use the other because it's existing, and then can just can just like use it in their jobs if they want to. So, and some people will start using it for something else other than releases. So,
yeah, you're totally right. Okay, well then I can talk to Nicole about that. I don't want to step on her toes because this sounds like it's like an engineering thing. So I'll talk to her about it, and then we can set up either a sync to transfer this formally over, or maybe Tim will be like, it's fine, we can just read the documentation and it's no big deal.
Well, yeah, let me know. I think we should do the initial docs and like release the MVC, and then it's I don't mind doing it. It's just about
timing.
How how much other stuff we also have to do, so we will have time.
In my head, this is the only thing we're doing with package. So like after we ship this, I was like, all right, we're out. I didn't expect to like support it long term.
Okay.
I just commented in the HashiConf lightning talk issue the slides.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Okay, we're at time. Thank you. Let me know if you need anything. Okay,
See ya.
we'll talk soon.
Bye.